Hi Otters, hope you're all well and having another wonderful day. It's another beautiful day, so I hope you're making the most of the sunshine. So, really close to the end now. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go for Felix and Zelda. I have a feeling I know what Felix is going to do, but I am not sure. So the last time that we read yesterday, poor Felix got hit in the head by a Nazi after Zelda shouted at the Nazis on parade. And yeah, go see what happens now. Then, the next day, I told Gina a lie. I told her I felt too ill to go rabbit hunting with her and Zelda. I told her I needed to stay in bed, but I didn't. After they left, I got up and put my Rick McCrompton book in my coat pocket and walked into town and waited to be rounded up for potato picking. The potato trucks are in the town square now. The Nazi soldiers are ordering us to get onto them. People don't like having to do potato pickings for the Nazis, but most people don't try to run away. It's only for a few hours, and it's better than being shot. I clamber up onto a truck. I try to look annoyed like the other people I'm squeezed in here with, but not too annoyed. People who look like troublemakers get hit. I'm not here to make trouble. I'm here to help Zelda. I know this is risky, letting the Nazis round me up, but it's a risk I have to take. And I've got an emergency plan. I stopped myself doing a poo this morning in case I needed it later. As the truck jolts and rumbles along the road out of town, I spot the person I've come to see, the Rick McCrompton fan. He's in a jeep with some other Hitler youth. They speed past our truck and head towards the front of the convoy. The Rick McCrompton fan doesn't see me because I'm jammed in with so many other people, but that doesn't matter. I've got all day. Now there's only one person I have to keep my eyes open for, Cyril. I didn't see him in the town square, and he's not on this truck, and I don't think he's on any of the others. So far, so good. You know how when you're doing potato picking for the Nazis and you're desperate to be seen by one particular Hitler Youth boy, but he's over the other side of the field and you daren't go over to him because potato pickers have to stay in their own furrow, so you pray to Rick McCrompton for help and she makes it rain? That's happening now. We're all running for shelter under the trees. The Nazis don't do potato picking in the rain. They don't like the potatoes to get too wet because soggy potatoes get mushy when they're stored. I don't think they have recipes for mushy potatoes in German cooking. I see the Rick McCrompton fan standing under a tree chatting with some other Hitler youth. I go and stand under the next tree. He hasn't seen me yet. Jew! Oh no, someone else has. I know that voice. Cyril. He must have been on one of the other trucks. Now he's pointing at me, his face pink with anger and his wet lips shining. This rat is a Jew, he yells. I hear several loud clicks. I realise what the sound is. It's Nazi soldiers releasing the safety catches on their guns. One of the soldiers puts his gun down and comes towards me. I push hard in my guts. The poo won't come out. It should come out easily because I'm terrified, but it's not coming out at all. I must be too terrified. I strain my guts one more time. Nothing. My insides are in a knot of panic. Suddenly, I think of something else to try, my last hope. I stuff my hand in my coat pocket and feel around frantically under the Rick McCrompton book. Yes, Zelda's locket. I pull it out and hold it in front of the Nazi soldier. He takes it and looks at it, frowning. The other soldiers and the Hitler Youth boys crowd round and peer at it too. Please, I beg silently. Please think Zelda's parents are my parents. The soldier holding the locket says something to me in Nazi, which I don't understand. I panic even more. Will this give me away? If I was a real Nazi kid, even a Polish one, I should be able to understand some German. There's only one person who can help me. I take the Rick McCrompton book from my pocket and hold it so the Hitler Youth boy can see it and remember who I am. For a few seconds, we stare at each other, but only for a few seconds. The Hitler Youth boy steps forward, says something to the soldier in German, and turns to me. Listen carefully, he says to me in Polish. The sergeant is asking you if the people in the locket are members of your family. I feel dizzy with gratitude. Yes, I say, they are. Zelda is my family, so her parents must be too, sort of. The Hitler Youth boy turns back to the soldiers and speaks to them again in German. He says a lot of things. The soldiers nod. Whatever he's telling them, they look like they're believing it. They lower their guns. "He's a Jew!" yells Cyril. "He stole that book from my family's shop." The Hitler Youth boy steps over to Cyril and punches him hard in the stomach. Cyril keels over, clutching himself. The Nazi soldiers and the other Hitler Youth all laugh and clap. I look away. I should feel glad that Cyril's been punished, but I don't. In my experience, punches in the stomach just make enemies into bigger enemies. The sergeant hands me Zelda's locket. He turns and starts shouting. You don't have to speak German to know what he's saying. It's stopped raining. We have to get back to work. "My name's Amon," says the Hitler Youth boy as we walk back to my furrow. "I'm Wilhelm," I say. For a second, I'm tempted to tell him my real name, but that would be crazy. Amon smiles. "Your parents must really like Rickmore Crompton," he says, "to give you the same name as her hero." I nod. I feel guilty lying to Amon after he saved my life. Sorry, guys. So I tell him as much of the truth as I can. My parents like the William stories a lot, I say. They used to read to me every night, but they're dead now. Amon gives me a sympathetic look. The sergeant's still yelling. I know I haven't got much time to talk, so I say what I've come to say. Amon and I have to go away soon. Amon, I have to go away soon. After I've gone, will you look out for my sister Violetta like you did the other day? Sometimes she says things that aren't true, things that upset your army. Amon thinks about this. For a while, I worry he's going to ask me why I have to go away, but he doesn't. Tell Violetta, he says, if she gets into trouble, to ask for me, Amon Kurtz. Thank you, I say, weak with relief. The SS officers know me, he says. I speak Polish. I translate for them sometimes. I hold my William book out to Amon. This is for you, I say. He looks surprised and pleased. Thank you, he says. Amon takes the book and looks at it for a moment. His face goes serious. He glances around the potato field to make sure nobody else is listening. I wish Rickmore Crompton was in charge of Germany instead of Adolf Hitler, he says quietly. If she was, I wouldn't have to be in the Hitler Youth. You and me, we'd both be at home with our parents. I wouldn't be sleeping in a dead kid's bed. He puts the book inside his jacket. I want to talk with him more, but we're at my furrow now and I must get back to work. There is one last thing I have to say. Amon, I say, what did you tell the others about me that back there? Amon grins. I told them you were just like us, Hitler Youth, he says, a boy doing his duty. We look at each other for a few moments. Thank you, I say. Amon clicks his heels together and gives the Nazi salute. Heil Rickmore, he says quietly. I'm late. The Nazis made us pick potatoes till dark, and by the time we were dropped off in the square, the town clock was striking 6, and now I'm hurrying back to the farm as fast as I can. Gina and Zelda will be frantic. I have to think what to tell them, why I've been away all day. I hate lying to them, but I can't tell them the truth, that I'm planning to leave. What was that? I stop and peer into the dark trees at the side of the road. Is somebody following me? No, it's just my imagination playing tricks. That happens when you have to live with a fake identity and make up untrue stories to tell the people you love. I start walking again. I saw you, says a voice. I spin around. A figure steps out of the trees and comes towards me. Zelda? Genia? The figure steps into a patch of moonlight. It's Leopold's friend, the kid who shot the soldier. He's still got his gun. He's pointing it at me now. I saw you this afternoon, he says, scowling. I saw you talking and grinning with that Hitler Youth vermin. I don't know what to say. I can't take my eyes off the gun. Up close, it looks too big for him. He's only a bit taller than me, but he's holding it in both hands and I know he can use it. You're a Nazi vermin spy, says the kid, aiming the gun at my head. What is Felix going to do next? We'll find out tomorrow. Okay, so hope you're getting on okay with your schoolwork. Email me when you finished your English task, and if you have any questions, or just let me know you're okay, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. See you later, guys.